All right, here we go. Episode number 9. Welcome back to our Unbreakable series.
Hello, hello.
I cut you off again. We were just laughing before we got on here because she accuses me of manspreading all the time.
You are manspreading.
So I am not. And when I tried to not to manspread, I was like off. I felt like I was off camera. So now I'm manspreading around her instead of pushing her aside.
This is manspreading was doing this to me.
Yeah. So if you see me sitting a little on the side, that's why, because this feels a little more natural, like the sitting like this. But anyway, here we go. Welcome to week 9, to episode 9, to part 9 of our Unbreakable series, where we talked about our collapse, our toxic relationship, our collapse, our rebuild, our rebirth, and our absolute unbreakability. And we're going to talk a little bit about the unbreakability part next week. Leading up to this, it's really about nervous system unbreakability. And that's when I talk about unbreakable, it's really about the unbreakability of your nervous system. And we'll unpack that a little more. And we have over the last couple episodes. But the two people that are becoming unbreakable in their own sovereign nervous systems become unbreakable in the relationship. Yeah. And that's what we're here to discuss.
Yes. Yep.
You ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So I started us off. So go ahead.
You did. So I guess
this is where I'll leave her and she's confused and she's like, uh-oh.
Well, because you're the teacher. Yeah, I'm just here to interject a little bit of
I take these podcasts and I clip them up, and almost every clip is me talking. And I try to sprinkle Angie in, but I don't leave a whole lot of room for her to talk. So I try to leave more, and then she's like, nah.
It's a little difficult. No, I guess what we discuss these episodes before we record them a little bit, and we were talking about this one, and I think one thing that's important for us to really unpack today is one person ever really complete?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the piece that one person is ever fully complete. You're always doing the work until your last breath. But even those two incomplete people can make a whole, but not dependent on the others. We said this, I said it's like 5 episodes ago, Jerry Maguire, you complete me, and such bullshit. Nobody, looking to someone else to complete you is taking your sovereignty away.
Yeah. And I think the anchor of the teaching for this session is 1 + 1 in a relationship. If 1 + 1 = 2 or less than 2, then is it really a valuable partnership?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, and we'll take it back to business. In business, if there's 2 partners in a business that together they create results that either one of them could have created, like you take and cut it down to half, and they each could have created that separately, that's not a valuable partnership. Mm-hmm. A valuable partnership is where 2 people come together, and because they have what's the word I'm looking for? Complementary skills, because they have complementary talents, because they have complementary personalities, because they have complementary worldviews, that together they create something bigger than they could have each created for themselves.
Right.
And it's the same exact in marriage and in a valuable relationship. So for years, and this goes back to the beginning, for years, we were as powerful, and I'm saying this, it sounds a little self-serving, but we were as powerful as me, because Angie was in bed, and we were as powerful as I was. Mm-hmm. There was no more than one, because Angie was so pharmaceutically hopped up, is that she was actually absent. And I was taking the girls to school and picking them up from school and grocery shopping and cooking dinner, going to work, right? And I was doing all these things while Angie was in bed. And we were only as powerful as me. And that's not a healthy, valuable relationship.
Yeah, no, I never actually, I mean, I know how all the burden that you carried during that time, but I never thought of it as that we were only as powerful as you. That's pretty.
And in that situation, and not to get back into the drama of it, this isn't like, woe is me. It's just to really shine a light on, because I know there's a lot of people out there in very toxic, very abusive relationships, very conflict oriented, very martyr, that's a good word, martyr-like relationships. And when I would do this, I would get the girls, I would get dinner made, and Angie would come down out of her little coma and come downstairs and grab some food and then criticize what we were doing or what I made or whatever, and then go back up to bed. It's like she was actually like depleting our family, not adding to it.
Yeah, and that's not what, and I'm not taking that as woe was you. That was our reality at the time. I take full responsibility for my part in that. I was but it goes back to, I was just recreating old patterns from what I saw. But that was all you.
And you were doing the absolute best you could in that moment.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure you were doing the absolute best you could. If you could have done better, you would have.
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't to rehash that and the replay that. It's just saying she was doing the best she could. I was doing the best I could. They just, neither of them were very good. Neither of them were very good. And when we hit the reboot and we hit the reset and we started like actually doing the nervous system work and cleaning out and drilling, drop into your body, recognize what's in there, inquire within, listen to what your body's telling you, and then let it go. When we started doing this deep spiritual nervous system cleansing, then you started coming back to life. I started coming back to life, and we started coming back to life together. And in that situation, when both people are doing the work, 1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah.
1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, and it doesn't equal less than 2. 1 + 1 = 3. And that's kind of where we are today.
Yeah. And neither one of us is at 100 every day.
No. No. Nope. Right now, you're carrying more than me. And what I mean by that is Angie is, and right before we came down here, she closed her first real. No. Words are important. What happened?
I got my first retail real estate transaction under contract.
Yeah.
So we are officially under contract for a 4-unit building in Soulard in St. Louis, Missouri for for my client, who's also a good friend of ours. And I've had my license for over a year, and about a month and a half ago, I changed brokerages, and we went to, I'm with Alexander Realty on Main Street, which is one of our favorite places.
Right across the street from
Trailhead, where we made the decision to move here. So I'm very emotionally attached to that place now because
you're emotionally aligned.
Yeah. And I felt it the second I walked into that office. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that, but we went to the Christmas party on award ceremony on February 5th. And literally between then and now, I've got 2 buyers agreements signed, got my first deal under contract, and I've got a listing appointment
coming up soon.
Yeah. So I'm very excited, and I haven't been in this space in a very, very long time.
Yep.
And it feels really freaking good.
Yep. And I haven't signed a client in quite a while in a business. So the energy is kind of shifted, and now it's like, it feels like it's Angie's season to rise. And I'll share that when Angie started coming out of her addiction and the heavy usage, she went through network marketing, a network marketing company, three network marketing companies. She went for NLP training, neuro-linguistics programming training. She did Pound certification. She did all these certifications, and she went from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. And guess what my job was while I was holding down the fort, and the business we were moving in the business, and I was starting a business, and money was coming in. What was my job the entire time that you were bouncing from thing to thing to thing?
Cheer me on.
Cheer you on.
That was it. And that's all you did. You never guilted because I'm going to be honest. I spent a lot of money on a lot of these things. Yep. I mean, like I said, exercise certifications, 3 direct sales network marketing companies. And if you've ever been involved in those, you know the money pit they are. The NLP, multiple trainings of that. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. And not once was I guilted
Nope.
or shamed for, I mean, let's be honest, I wasted a lot of money trying to figure this out.
I don't see it one bit as wasting,
to,
not even a cent. I don't see any of that as wasting a cent. My job when you are down, my job when you aren't aligned, my job is not to cast more shade. It's to cast more light so you can find your way through the shade. And I think that's, get emotional. That's kind of the way 1 + 1 = 3 is not both. Neither of us are ever going to be, well, no, neither of us have clicked at the same time for a sustained period of time, but there's no shade. And there's no judgment, and there's no guilt or shame, and there's no you need to get this started or you need to do X, Y, Z. It's all about casting light on each other. And when you do that, the relationship forms this exponential bond, not just of money all the time, not just of success, not just of building something. It's the love, right? The love. 1 + 1 = 3. It expands the amount of life that we get to experience, not just travel, not just experiences, but the amount of life that we experience both together and separately. 1 + 1 = 3. And I think that's really, really important to understand is sometimes somebody's going to have to pick each other up. And when you pick each other up, like the weapons of the week, right? Guilt, shame, anger, threats, and blame, that's casting shade. It's not casting light.
Well, people say, oh, relationships should be 50-50.
No.
Not the hell that's never going to, if you expect that, you're just up for disappointment because it's never 50-50. I mean, there's been times where we've both been so in such a dark place where it was like, maybe we were just literally each giving 5% every day because we had nothing else.
That's right.
And we have been in those places where, because I know I've been, as I've been trying to figure who the hell I am out, I don't show up every day in a very heightened energetic vibration. It's pretty damn low, and
vice versa.
And it's like, but again, going back to, we don't guilt each other or shame each other for, we will sit in separate rooms while we're both working on our own shit and just let each other be. And I think that that's super powerful. And I think a lot of people would take that as a sign of a weak relationship, but I think it's just the opposite. The fact that we give each other that space, and you know that I love you regardless of what space you're in, and I know that you love me regardless of what space I am in. And I think that's healthy.
Yeah, I agree. And I got something funny to say in a little bit, but I'll hold that for a second. One of my favorite stories is about John Wooden. And John Wooden he's considered the greatest basketball coach in the history of basketball. And he won 10 out of 12 championships with UCLA Bruins back in, I think it was the 60s and 70s, or I believe it's 60s and 70s. And he coached some of the greatest basketball players in the history of basketball. And Coach Wooden, John Wooden, you went to UCLA when you were going to be there to win championships. This guy expected a lot and he demanded a lot, but he'd ask his players every day. And he coached somebody like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Or Lou Alcindor and Bill Walton. Some of these are NBA Hall of Famers. But he would ask him, he's like, "Hey Lou, what do you got for me today? What do you got?" And Lou would say, I got 61%, coach. He's like, "Good. I need 61%. I need all of it." And I get emotional talking about this because this is a powerful perspective. Lou, give me all 61%. For me to ask you for 62 is unfair to you, but for you to give me 60 is unfair to me and the team. You only have 61%. I need all of it. And he never pushed these guys to give more than they had, but he pushed these guys to give everything that they had and leave it all out on the court. And that's what we do with each other. What do you have today? Not much. Gotcha. I got you. Let's fucking go. I got you. Safe space. Man, I'm getting all like the waterworks are coming.
They are.
But the point being is I can't ask her to give me more than she has, and she can't ask me to give me more, or vice versa, whatever that is. And that's a really important place to be, an important way to win. And that's how we say two complete people that that form a more powerful union. But the completeness isn't both people being 100% all the time.
Right.
It's when you are leaking energy, it's your responsibility to heal the leak.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. And it's all me to figure out where it is, what it is, why it is, and drill into it and let it go. And sometimes it lasts longer than others. And
and guilt, shame, anger, threats, and blame, it's not really going to solve anything, is it?
No, it's just
All it's going to do is deepen the wound.
Yep.
All it's going to do is hurt the other person more. And then maybe they had 50% to give and now they have 45% because the person that's supposed to hold loving, awesome space for the person, loving and peaceful, loving space, just hurt them. The person that's supposed to love them the most just hurt them. So whatever they had, now they have less to give.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't understand what the term holding space means.
Can you explain?
And I think we just did. It's recognizing that someone is in a place, whatever space they're in, and loving them without resorting to the weapon, guilt, shame, anger, blames, threats. It's just giving them that space to heal without them knowing that they're not going to be subject to any of those negative energies.
And at the same time,
you could probably articulate.
No. You did a great job. No. You did a great job. I was just going to add one more thing to it, not explain that in a different way, because I think you did an awesome job. It's also for two people to own, and I can't emphasize this enough, to own their own leakage. That when I have less, it's not her job to fill me up. It's not when she has less, it's not my job to fix her. Yeah. We can't do that. We can't fix each other. We can encourage each other. We can inspire each other. We can love each other. We can uplift each other. We can grab each other and whisper like inspiring words in each other's ear. But outside of that, there's not a whole lot else we can do. We can't fix their leakage.
Yeah. And I remember when we first got together, it's a good story. It was right after we bought the townhouse. And so my mother passed away when I was 6 years old, and anniversary of her death is March 7th. And for many, many, many years, I kind of lived in that grief leading up to that day, to where I would just shut down. And it was really, really bad. And I remember it must have been the first year of her death anniversary that we were together, because you had never experienced that with me before, but you were constantly trying to fix it.
Yeah.
I remember it was because I didn't want to leave the house. Like it was really bad. And you would do anything you could to get me out of the house. And I remember we went to Lito's Pizza.
I miss Lito's.
Lito's was so good.
Oh, it's so good. And when we go back to Baltimore, we don't go there. But either way.
Well, there's not a Lito's in Baltimore. I think
it's in the airport.
That's
you can get it on the way out of the airport.
I don't know if it's on our concourse. We'll have to look next time.
We walked right past it. I pointed it out many times.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, never mind. We digress.
Sorry, squirrel.
No guilt, no shame.
Yeah.
I said, hey, there's Lito's. And she's like, come on, let's go. We got beer to drink or something. I don't know.
Well, Lito's has beer.
I know. But anyway.
No, I remember that very clearly. And at the time, I saw that as love, because I was still in that. And it was love. It was coming from a space of love.
Codependency, but love.
Codependent love. Codependent love. I mean, love is love. Yeah. But I remember that very clearly, where you constantly were trying to get me out of the house and to do things, and you were trying to literally pull me out of a depression that I was nowhere near wanting to get rid of, or even knowing I didn't have a single tool in my toolbox to even try to help myself through that. And you were trying to pull me out of that, and there was nothing that you could do. There
was comfort in that grief for you, in some way. There was familiarity in the grief, and I think you actually chose to stay in it as long as you could. That was the place.
There was no, I didn't heal it just until freaking 7 years ago or something. I finally got around to healing that one.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the healing of that, she said, I've always grieved my mother's death. And I'll always remember this. We were upstairs in the bedroom when you said this. And she said, we shouldn't talk so seriously in the bedroom, but she said, but she said, you know, I've always grieved my mother's death, but I didn't actually grieve my mom. I grieved the image of my mom that I had in my head that was more perfect than the actual mom that I had. I was grieving the perfection of my mom that I made up as this fantasy and fairy tale.
Yeah.
The reality is your mom had a lot of pain and a lot of struggles and a lot of addictions and
she was a teenage mother.
Yeah.
She literally dumped me off on my grandma when I was not even a couple months old. So, but I had created this version of this perfect mom who I'm missing out on mall dates with, and who my wedding dress shopping and my first and the births of our children, and my mom wasn't there. I'm like, she probably would have been there anyway. I have a feeling that, you know, I definitely don't think I was definitely an unplanned pregnancy. I was definitely not wanted. And it's like, holy crap, I've been mourning this avatar in my head and not Carol Ann.
Yeah.
So I'm sure my mother was a wonderful person.
Oh, I'm sure she was. If you're anything like her, or I
have been told I'm very much like her.
She would have been a wonderful human being, you know, and a wonderful grandmom, but and whatever. But she didn't have that capability or that capacity, and she wasn't there. Now, let's back up just a little bit. The realization that I just expressed, that you didn't grieve your actual mom, you grieved the image of your mom that you had in your mind. What part did I play in that?
You just listened.
That's it. Did I provoke that out of you?
No.
Did I question that out of you?
No.
Did I convince you to dive into that?
No.
Did I have any part whatsoever in the coaching or the inspiration or the teaching or the healing of that part of you?
Yeah.
Of your mom specifically.
No, but it was the tools that you learned. You went first. You're the leader. You were the leader of this.
Yep.
And I fully all the tools that I learned from you are what
I might have taught you the tools.
Yes.
After I taught you the tools, did I have any part in that realization?
Oh, no.
None.
No.
None. Up to that point, did I try?
No.
What I mean is, back when we were in
yeah.
Did I try?
Yes.
Did I try to mentally talk you through that?
Yes.
Did I try to mentally? Did I try to encourage you through? Did I try to tell you
cheer up?
Cheer up. You don't have to feel that. Blah, blah, blah. That's not true. Blah, 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 blah. Because that was like, I was hurting because you were hurting. And I was trying to get you to stop hurting so I could feel okay because I was hurting, and that was the codependent part of our relationship. And when I finally just left you to fucking alone, then you came to that realization on your own. And that's when we say go to our neutral corners. That's what we're talking about. So hopefully all this stuff throughout the course of this series is starting to make sense.
Now, I do want to throw in there, though, that I still feel your pain. When you've been in this dark place recently, I still feel your pain, but I don't embody your pain. I feel your pain, and I pray for you, and I'm just like, please, like, pray for you to get out of it, but I can't do it. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
Now I get emotional. So.
And vice versa. Right.
Yeah.
But
I can't embody it and come down to that level and let myself fall because of that. But I mean,
it's not easy being in a sovereign relationship where we're letting the other person be sovereign, right? It's not. Nobody's saying this is easy. These are simple concepts, and hopefully you guys like listen to this are going, this makes so much sense. But how the fuck do I do that? Because it's like this shit's not easy to do. It takes practice.
The other day, I was trying to make a phone call to get a credit remedy that was on a bad PayPal transaction or something. And I was literally screaming into the phone, literally. And I finally hung up, and I just sat on the couch, and I screamed. He's like, "What's wrong? Oh my gosh, what's wrong?" And I said, "Nothing. I'm just dealing with something." He said, "Fine, just sit there and scream." I said, "That's all I want to do right now."
I had no idea.
There was nothing I needed. I just wanted to sit there and scream.
I had no idea what to do. I'm like, I don't even know why she's screaming.
You just sit there and scream. I'm like, that's all I want to do. Scream.
I'm not going to try to fix it. I'm not going to try to take it away from you. If you want to scream, girl, get after it. If that's good, you know what's best for you. If screaming's best for you, scream.
It was like my I did like a goose. I did shake it.
Yeah, this is, this sovereignty, and this is why I love the word sovereign, right? Sovereign just means owning yourself. That's all it means. Being your own ruler, right? So a sovereign means you rule over something. Like a king, a queen, right? Is a sovereign. You're ruling over something.
Right.
And all personal sovereignty, I use the three phrases: personal power, personal authority, and personal sovereignty. All personal sovereignty means is you own and rule yourself. And in a marriage, it's often what the shadow aspects of our marriage in the past was I tried to rule over both of us, right? And that is not a healthy. I am the leader in the family, right? As the leader goes, the family goes, but I am not her ruler by any. And with her Aries, if I tried to be a ruler, I wouldn't go so
that
well.
wouldn't go so well.
But with my Venus in Cancer and me being the emotional, the emotional man that I am, because I am very emotional, even though I tried to stuff it for so many years, when those emotions come up, if she tries to fix those or she tries to tell me to get over myself, it's not going to go very well. But when we give each other space and time, we eventually lock into this next thing that we're here to learn, because it's all a spiritual journey. It's all spiritual evolution. And we're just getting the lessons that we need to learn, and we're transcending the things that we need to transcend so we can become who we're here to become.
And we get off track periodically, and we pull ourselves right back. And we know we know the powerfulness of the bond that we built.
Yes. And one little caveat to that, we can't force ourselves to come back. We come back when we are ready to come back.
Yeah. Well, I know when I get off, I recognize when I do notice my nervous system dysregulation getting off track. It's like I wanted to be back on track because I don't ever want to go back to feeling that way.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, that's what's super important is I remember how terrible I felt. And I'm like, I don't ever want to feel that again. So I try to pull myself back as quickly as possible.
But you can't demand yourself back. If you demand yourself back, you can't punish yourself into a higher level of happiness, success, and freedom. You can't you can't punish yourself back into that. You literally have to love yourself back.
And there are times where it's like, hey, if I'm sad and I just want to feel, I wanted to scream the other day. That's what I wanted to do. Sometimes it's just like, okay, right now I just need to feel this. I just want to feel sad. And
And it's important to understand that there are seasons of life and seasons where sometimes, like I said, sometimes we're both going to be high. Sometimes we're both going to be low. Sometimes one person's going to be high and sometimes the other person's going to be high. And it's just traversing those together, but never, for us, never threatening to break the bond. That's the most important part. We're going to talk about that next week. But our relationship right now, I'll say this is, I think we mentioned it on this podcast before, on this series. It's finding the person, and I think I remember when we learned this and we connected to it, is we always there was a part of our relationship and time in our relationship where we felt when it wasn't exciting, we were doing something wrong. Where if it felt boring, we needed to go and do something. Okay. And we needed to find some adventure because we were bored. And I know for me, I remember when I first understood the concept that the perfect partner is someone that you're willing to be bored with for the rest of your life. Man, that really connected and resonated for me. How about you? What do you think about that?
Oh no, I agree completely. That was definitely a light bulb moment for me because it isn't always going to be excitement and celebration and all highs. There are going to be seasons and different versions and life changes and life shifts, and we all go through different things and biologically, our bodies shift, everything shifts, and it's going through all of that crap together. Yeah.
So we had 2 years where we were traveling a lot, and it was really exciting, and it was really adventurous, and it was never ending. And we would start planning the next trip when we were still on the other one, and that was the season.
Yeah.
And that season closed. And then I remember somewhere around November, I'm like, I don't want to move.
Yeah.
I don't want to move. I just want to like close up shop for the rest of the year. And that rest of the year bled into January.
Yeah, and we had a trip planned in January, and I ended up, it just didn't feel right. And it happened to be that the day we were supposed to leave, we got a freaking foot of snow in St. Louis. So I was grateful that we did cancel that. Yeah, we haven't been on a plane almost 4 months.
And we slothed and hermited our way through November, December, and January. And then we started to reemerge, but it felt like a natural reemergence, not a forced reemergence, right? There's different seasons to all of this, and you just guys got to talk through and just accept. We got to talk our way through and accept our way through all the way until something shifts. But don't try to force anything.
Yeah.
Right? 2 people that are sovereign together, 1 + 1 = 3. 2 people that are sovereign together, creating something bigger than either of them could create it by themselves. But you gotta understand that not everybody's going to be 100% all the time. Right. And it's definitely not 50-50. Sometimes it's 70-30. Sometimes it's 95-5.
Sometimes it's 99-1.
Sometimes it's 91, which is the radio station I listened to most when I was growing up. So when you said that, it's just, that was pretty cool. So the funny thing that before we end, okay, and before we end this, because hopefully that was a good description and a good understanding of what a whole relationship looks like. Okay, 1 + 1 = 3. 2 people that are recognizing their own leaks, not trying to fix the other person's leak, giving each other the space to understand and to resolve those leaks when it's time and as it's appropriate, without the use of guilt, shame, anger, threats, and blame. Never forcing anything that's not intended to be in that moment. That is what has built an unbreakable bond for us, which we're going to talk about next week. The lack of escape hatch. And I think it's important. I know for a lot of years we lived with an escape hatch, right? And now the escape hatch has gone away. It is as hard as it is to grasp that sometimes. When the insecurity starts to creep in, the escape hatch is gone. But the funny thing that I thought of, and this is, most people say that this is a sign of an unhealthy marriage and an unhealthy relationship. And I disagree completely. Okay. Because this is what I feel that we have sometimes, is this relationship is almost like friends with benefits. That's what it feels like to me sometimes. Yeah. It's like, not only do I have my best friend here, like I get to use your body every once in a while. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I guess why wouldn't you want to be best friends with your partner?
Because then they talk about that it's emotionally disconnected, that it's emotionally cold, that it's emotionally distant, and the only connection is a physical connection. Okay. And it's, I would say that that's not true for me. My emotions are definitely pointed your way. They're just not entangled with you.
Yeah.
And I love using your body. I don't know what else to say. I'm a healthy man. I've got a sex drive, and I look at my wife, and right now she's in menopause. So it's not my happy season right now, right? It's not my happy season right now. But it's almost like a friends with benefits relationship, where we share space, we share time, we share a life, we pool resources, we both contribute to those resources in different ways. And every once in a while, we get to have a little physical fun, and that's really freaking cool.
But I don't think I see a lot of people with a friendship like ours.
I
think that just hit me. Like, I don't see a lot of people with a friendship like ours. We go to our damn bar every single night to see our friends and grab a beer and hang out and watch sports and we do our little sports betting fun that we do. I mean, like, we're buddies.
Yeah. Travel buddies, bar buddies, all of it.
We just have fun, and we can be together all day, and we'll go and sit at the bar, and we're still talking. It's not like we go there and just don't speak to each other. Like, we have
And we've seen couples at the bar that come there, they eat and they don't talk. Right?
Well, yeah, and we see couples that come in there just by themselves because they don't want to be with their partner. So yeah, I don't know very many people who have a friendship like ours.
But then you come home with them, then we're here, and during the morning, I wake up and I come down the steps at 4 o'clock in the morning. Typically, that's kind of
You're insane.
That's been my rising time lately. That's not, I set no alarm clock.
Mm-hmm.
So my body naturally has a rhythm somewhere between 4 o'clock. Lately, it's been 4. We've been going to bed a little earlier, but right around 4 o'clock, my body wakes up. Me and the boys, right? We have some man couch or boy couch, and I got 3, sometimes 4 hours of time just by myself with the boys. And man, I freaking love that time. I absolutely love that time. And then she comes downstairs and she goes in.
Wait, stop right there, sir. I come down the stairs and I stop to say good morning.
She does.
To you and the pets that are there. And you immediately start talking.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Like this morning, she says, "Can I get a drink first?
Can I get my water?
Can I get my water? Can I get a drink of something first?"
Okay, so now carry on. Then I go in,
and then she goes in and she sits in the
girl couch.
Yeah, exactly. She sits in the television room, and I sit in the sitting room
with my kitty cat Andromeda.
And I got my boys. She's got her girl. And that's it. Like we might be there for 2 hours and we might talk a little bit, but we don't talk a lot of it.
No.
And she does her stuff and I do my stuff. And it feels really, really good to have that distance, but still have that bond. We're in a house together, best friends, and we don't need to always be together in the house. And then, at some point during the day, maybe, and we take a nap together, typically when we can, right? When both of us aren't in motion at that time. And then when as the day starts to wind down, right around 5 o'clock or so, then we go and we hang out and we do some socialization and hang out with our buddies and our other friends, but we do it together. Yep. And it feels really good. Then we get on a plane and we travel awesome together. Yeah. Like we are the best travel partners of all time.
That should definitely be something that if you're in a new relationship, you need to make sure that you're compatible in air temperature around you. And can you travel together?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But
well, I love you very much.
I love you too.
We get bad seasons. It's up and down, but this is us.
Yep. And I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
Well, you won't, so you're not going to.
I know, but I'm just telling you, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again in a heartbeat. Even the times when we were in the darkest spots, I would go through all of that again to get here. And only a fucking madman would say that. That shit was painful for both of us. But anyway, next week. Yes. Do you remember what we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the lack of escape hatch.
That's right.
There's no outs.
Yep. What happens instead of outs? Let's just tease this. What happens instead of the escape hatch? We used to threaten divorce and we used to threaten whatever. Instead of that, what do? Exactly. Nothing.
Okay. I was like, wait a second. What?
That's it. Okay. Instead of threatening divorce, we just kind of like just walk away.
Yep.
And let things clean up themselves. Yep. And sometimes it takes a discussion and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes what used to take a month to clean up now takes about a minute.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So and sometimes it goes unspoken that was fucking stupid. Let's not do that again.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So lack of escape hatch, we're going to talk about that next week. And it has all of this 9 episodes up to this point. It's all created an unbreakable bond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Last words?
It's been fun. You're gonna miss me when this is over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to come up with another series. I don't have a plan right now.
Well, we're not. We'll discuss because we'll discuss.
No, you're gonna do more. Because I'm sovereign over you. I rule over you. So you will do what I say when I say. Right. But anyway, no. She will do the exact opposite. I know that. That's how she's built. The worst thing you want to do is tell an Aries what to do because they will do the exact opposite. Next week we close out this thing. This is part 9. That's part 10, and then I'll figure out what to do going forward because I've got no plan. But the Inner Wealth podcast will continue because it keeps getting better.
Oh yeah.
All right, and it's better doing it with you. not just the podcast.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. See you next week.
See ya.
Love y'all.